Hello guys, this is Al from Open Source channel. Welcome to a new episode. Today is not going to be a proper tutorial. I'm going to show you how I install a billing system that you can actually attach to your hosting service. Again, it's not going to be like WHMCS. This is a open source, is in beta, so really you're not supposed to use it in the actual live production. But again, I'm looking and I'm reviewing this for myself, and I thought, why not showing as well how to install it, and we can actually both have a look around this software. So without any delay, let's start. But before we do so, don't forget to like, subscribe and click on the bell icon so you get notified every time I make a new video. Alright, so we are here at fossbilling.org, fossbilling.org, and I am already on the download page. Let's go back to the main page. There is not really much to actually see. You can install it in different ways. You can install it on an Nginx server, on cPanel, on Plesk. Now, it used to be called Fossbilling. I think what they're doing now, they're changing. This is a new one here, and I think it's not exactly a copy of it, even though I haven't actually seen. I only seen a few images, but it does exactly the same thing as Fossbilling, and you attach to your your server really. This is a billing and customer management for your web hosting. We are going to use Docker to just make it easy, as I am only reviewing it. And again, as you can see, a caution. This build of Fossbilling for the main branch is okay for testing and development, and this is what I'm doing. I'm only testing it, and should be you should be careful before using it in a production environment. So anyway, without any delay, let's go and have a look what we need. This is the instruction, and this is how I do and I go along. And I'm going to look on the new GNU make, and I want to make sure I already got this installed. If not, I'm going to install it. Then we got Docker Engine, Docker Compose, and you want to make sure you got this before you even start it. Now, if you follow some of my tutorials on how to install Docker, you will already have Docker Compose and Docker installed, of course. And what we need to make sure is we got new make on the system. Right, so what we're going to do, in my instance I go 18.04 Ubuntu, and this is what I'm going to do and install it if I've got it already. So let's go and open the let me put this one here, let me put this one here. First thing I'm going to do is a sudo apt update. And it tells me, of course, I can actually upgrade. So I'm going to run this command, and for you will be just a few seconds. Alright, so the upgrade is done. Now I'm going to run the next command. Now, if you already got it installed, that will not be reinstalled. If not, it will go ahead and install it. And there we go, we got make installed. Now let's go back again. I don't need this one. There we go. Now, for the actual compose, let's have a look what we got here. I'm going to Ubuntu, that's the Ubuntu there. Let's go back on the other page. Now you can actually run this command here to install it if you haven't got it already installed. Again, if you install it, it should be okay. It says it's already been installed and is the newest version. Again, so nothing to do here. Again, I could use auto remove, I think, to remove one application, but that doesn't matter for now. So we don't need that either. We go, of course, Docker, otherwise you won't be able to do that. So now we are able to install the app, the installation of a Fossbilling. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to clone the repository. Then I'm going to go inside the folder Fossbilling, as you can see here. Let's see if I can actually make this smaller, and you can actually see here. Now we're going to say make all and start the installation. So technically it's saying, right, you can do it, but you need sudo, of course. Sudo make all. that shouldn't really take long to get started on Docker. It does really take some time, so we need still waiting for the script to finish to run. Alright, so we got the installation completed. I'm going back to Portainer, just the load up Portainer here. I'm going to refresh the list. I want to make sure I got everything up and running. Now I got few containers, as you can see here. The one we're looking at is with the port 80. Now I did have, and this, I want to make sure you understand it. Make sure if you run anything else with the port 80, you turn it off, like I've done here with the proxy manager. All right, you want to make sure that is off, or at least it works on a different port than 80. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on port 80, and that should be up and running with the client area. Now sometimes it doesn't load straight away 100%. You want to make sure you give it a little bit of time. The installation just completed a few seconds ago, so I'm going to leave it for a while. Let me go on. It's not the spec I want. Right, it looks like it's ready to go, so let's go and give another try. Right, so if we go back to the actual area, if you don't see the actual screen coming up properly, it might be the reason why. And if I go back again here, so I can actually show you, it's actually looking for localhost rather than the actual IP. So we might need to change. We need to make some changes. So let's go back here, and this is how I would do it technically with Docker. So I'll go back here, go to the Portainer, go to the container again, and I'm going to click on the console. All right, I'm going to connect, and I will do ls. Now what I'm looking for is the file host name. So I will do etc ls again, see if I can find it, and I can see here. So we got 3 of them here. All right, so let's do a nano to host name and see what we get. All right, that's the actual host name here. So technically will be this 002. So I don't know why that comes up like that. Oh, that is the main one. So here we go. All right, so we got to go back here. I forgot that's the actual main host, so it's not the actual container. So let's go back here. So let's go and get out. So here we go. That's part of this name here, I presume. 30. Exactly. All right. Yeah. So I'm going to do X. Again, I can change this one, but I won't, for now, I won't do it. And let's go to nano host conf hosts, and again we go on to the local host. So technically this looks okay as well, so let's go and exit. So technically it's not much I can actually do. This is come from the actual installation. Again, guys, it depends the type of server you're running as well, so they sometimes they're a little bit fiddling. So the things I'm going to do now, I'm going to click on this on the actual container. Let's have a look here, and let's inspect actually the actual environments and the rest where it's been also. Here we go. That's where the actual file are, where they reside. But let's go to the duplicate and edit. Let's go here. So that is the actual port. So we got everything we need, but I can't find a place where I can actually give. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make it a lot easier. Let me stop all 3 containers. Let me stop this one as well. Otherwise, I get confused. Let's stop this one and see if we can actually make any changes. There we go. Now we're going to Nginx. Alright, so it's front tier and back tier, so it cannot be done. Alright. Let's go to network. Let's have a look. Bridge, local, scope, IP. That's the IP. That's the subnet. Frontier is a little bit different. Let's go and let's restart all of them. See if we get any lag by just restarting. Nope, no lag whatsoever. Still going to the IP, but what is looking is local host, and that is the problem. That's the reason why it's not doing it properly. All right, so what I done here, I just reversed a little bit how this actually works. I went a little bit through the configuration on the Fossbilling website, and I came across on the configuration file that can be found in src config. Again, you won't be able to find it on the terminal here when you actually go inside there, but on the actual main Docker server, if you want to call it that way. So let's go back here, and all I did, I just went inside the here we go here, home. In this case, HAL is the host of my server, all right, and Fossbilling is the actual folder. So let me show you what I'm talking about now. And once I go inside there and I do an ls, I get the actual config PHP that is asking me here to modify. So this is exactly what I'm going to do now. And we got the URL. Again, we're going to change that to the URL we want. In this case, we're going to add the IP. Now, we're using the IP 192.168.1.127, but the internal IP, because I want you to show, let me go back here, it's actually the actual server itself. So that's the reason why we have a problem, is because it's port 80, all right? That always happens. But anyway, let's go back to the terminal. Let's change this one here with the IP. No, we don't want that. Control say yes. So I modified the URL, all right? That's exactly what I done. All right, so let's see. Exit, no. Of course, we need sudo. Let's do it again. Say yes, and there we go. Make sure everything's there. Yep, done. Let's try it again now. So let's go back here and let's do a refresh. And here we go, and it works. So that's all I have to do is go back to the terminal. Again, yours what might change. If you got container as well, what you want to do to make sure you go to the correct one, you go to the container, you go to the right container, you press on the name of the container, you go to duplicate and edit, make sure you do not change anything, right? And you go to volumes, and that's what you get all the information. Again, mine was here, all right? And then again, I'm going to make sure I add this in the description as well, okay guys? So as you can see, it actually works. Now the first thing we're going to do, of course, we need to add the password for the administration. So you do that, admin, and here it says create the main administration account. So I'm going to add my email, and I'm going to create the administration account. In fact, of course, that's wrong. I thought I'd done that, but here we go. Let's start again. And here we go. We got the panel up and running. So again, guys, make sure this is not a final release, so don't use it for production, okay? As it says here. Now, if you want more information, you can go to their website. Again, all the information in the description below. And here we got the Fossbilling app installed. Let's have a look at the extensions here, if there's anything. We got the branding. Now, I'm not sure if we can actually use Proxmox on that as well. Someone told me you can actually use Proxmox. And with the API, you can actually, what you can actually do, you can provision the containers. But again, now, as you can see, that something happened. I don't know why. Let's have a look again. The error. Right, so again, yes, I didn't do that. I got to make sure the folder is writable. So let's go. Let me do sudo chmod 777 modules.